Simplicity has been continuing to grow as Heather and Lucy implement many policies and procedures into their work environment, keeping up the employees invested and their business thriving. I'm Leah, and this is Simplicity's Chapter 3, The Exercise of Power. Some implementations that we would like to talk about today are important in the business's success. However, some issues have occurred and they need to be addressed. First off, weekly meetings occur at Simplicity every Monday morning at 7:30 a.m. One Monday, Heather, Lucy, and the VP of Finance all showed up late. Our other problem was the no phone policy. Since Lucy is her own boss, she believes that the rules don't apply to her and she can use her phone for personal needs in the workplace. These two instances express to employees that it's okay to show up late and it's okay to not follow rules. Lastly, the kindness campaign was created to keep up the sales and productivity of Simplicity. Over the past 8 months, the same employee has won the award, showing Heather and Lucy that the employees are not invested and not interested in this campaign. As a result of these issues, Lucy and Heather needed to sit down with the employees and express that they needed to keep up their expectations, as well as working to better themselves in the workplace. For example, Heather made it her first priority to go over the paid leave that Sheila needed after leaving for maternity. Now, off to Rose for the analysis.
Hi, I'm Rose, and I'm going to be doing the analysis of Chapter 3. First, we'll start with the definition of critical theory, which reveals that sometimes hidden but pervasive powers that an organization can have over an individual or society. If you remember, in Chapter 1, Lucy and Heather were struggling mothers, so they came up with the idea of Simplicity to help other caretakers. They operate Simplicity through the critical mode of being filled with care. You can see this through their use of transparency and open communication. Lucy and Heather are also positive change agents, or one who seek to lead an organization through an increasingly turbulent global business environment through strategic use of communication. They know that technology is changing and are continuously changing in our society, so they know that Simplicity can harness this change. The employees view them as role models, and they in turn respect their employees and utilize empowerment, which is the willingness to share power and decision-making with employees and delegations that enable and motivates employees, which is also seen in open forums and Q&As. Continuing on with our story, all employees were on time for their Monday morning shift, but Vice President Jackie, Heather, and Lucy were all late, which goes against the organization's ideology, or the basic, often unexamined assumptions of how things are or ought to be. They find themselves above the rules, and if they don't follow the rules, the employees soon won't either, or they'll feel like they are unrespected. This can also be seen as Lucy uses her phone, which goes against the company's no phone policy. If no employee should be given any special treatment, even the boss. By disobeying, productivity can decrease and is seen as unprofessional. Next, the kindness campaign that we talked about last time has not been working out, so Lucy and Heather put it up to a vote, which means they're engaging in a democratic leadership style, where managers and subordinates share power and authority. This can have positive implications and allow them to feel that their voices are being heard. But when Lucy threatens the employees to maintain their friendliness, she is showing coercive power, or person B perceives that a certain behavior of his or her part will lead to punishment from person A. This can have negative implications since the employees fear punishment. Next, when Mark wants his mom to come take a tour of Simplicity, Lucy and Heather are fine with it, saying that they are worried more for the store and the employees. This security rule is an example of ideology representing sectional interest to be universal, which means when an ideology works to make interests or concerns of the managerial elite appear to be the interests of all organizational members. Mark realizes that the rule benefits Lucy and Heather more so is benefiting the employees and his mass is benefiting them. Lastly, there are ways to improve organizational experience. First, Heather and Lucy need to be more of a positive role model, such as not breaking the rules, so employees can follow a good example. Second, they are working on more flexible hours to help ease work-life conflict, because after all, that is why Simplicity was created.
Hi everyone, I'm Maddie, and I'm going to be discussing the alignment between the 3 chapters. Simplicity is dynamic in nature, but it seems that throughout the first 3 chapters, there has been a strong workforce alignment between the company's goals and the employees' goals. Above all, the company and the employees seem to value efficiency the most. As seen in Chapter 1, the company held online forums to make sure that every employee's voice was heard if there was a concern. Also, Simplicity strived to fix a problem when need be. In Chapter 2, Lucy and Heather stressed transparency, honesty, and kindness in the workplace in order to increase efficiency as well. They introduced surprise gifts of the month, which would strive to increase sales, as well as the kindness campaign, which attempted to push employees to do their best. Simplicity also hires from within, which increases efficiency in the sense that less training needs to occur and much time is saved. In Chapter 3, Simplicity was faced with a problem with this kindness campaign, but Lucy and Heather as well aimed to mitigate the issue in order to increase efficiency. They also increased efficiency when an employee, Sheila, asked for her paid leave check. The issue was fixed right away, and both the CEOs as well as the employees were content. Lucy and Heather want the best for their employees, and it is clearly shown in the actions and policies they implement. Our concern in this chapter, however, is that the CEOs don't necessarily follow all of the policies they make. This is why we believe that even though there is a strong workforce alignment, it is not all the way at the end of the spectrum. In Chapter 3, we see that Sheila is grateful for the hours she was able to receive off. Simplicity CEOs offer more flexible hours for employees that have families that allow them to decrease work-life conflict. They value the lives of the employees, thus creating a more efficient workforce. Also, throughout the narratives, employees' voices have been important to the success of Simplicity. Early on, we introduced online forums, and now we have the employees vote as a democracy. Early morning meetings with the employees occur to mitigate any issues and give employees a voice too. To conclude, Simplicity mostly has a strong alignment with the exception of CEOs not following the policies they make sometimes. The company and employees both strive to be efficient in their everyday actions and beliefs and desire to make Simplicity better in any